What's up? Welcome to the corner. What's up, Corey?
What's going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm doing good, dude. Episode
Nice.
5. How did this happen? Episode
Dude,
5.
I was just saying to myself, I can't believe how fast Saturdays go to Saturdays now. Like, it's just like there's so much thinking and talking about, getting ready and all that stuff before you know it, it's here. Like you said, it's number
crazy.
5. It's crazy.
And we actually did 6 episodes because we did the holiday one.
Correct.
So we've been on, it's 6 weeks strong.
Yep. Been awesome.
Yeah, and we did we kind of like broke ground with the Instagram stuff. We did I did the first trivia thing with Mark Fernicola, who's probably going to come on the Crush Corner soon, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You and I did the auction, which is killer.
Yep, that was fantastic. So raised some money for a good cause.
It's silly ideas and making them come to fruition and just having a good time. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's a busy week, man. I got to say, I learned some stuff this week, man. It was really, really cool getting a chance to get down into the bunker and,
right.
learn a little bit about how to make, the shirts and stuff. And definitely looking forward to helping out, man, cranking them out once these orders start to fly for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got a good post on Instagram with the action photo.
Yeah.
Action photo of the arm strategically placed covering up the new t-shirt. So.
Yeah, you're gonna find out, people. Yeah. What's up, Joe? Hello, Steven. Hello, Lisa. What's going on?
Hello. So this is dude, I know you know how much I was looking forward to doing this, and I was so glad that Jedd was gonna come and hang out with us. So it's crazy to me because we've known him for so long.
Oh yeah.
But there's a period of time where there's so much. We talked to Jeff last week, and it's like you have all this life stuff happen. There's so much we don't really know, so hopefully we'll get a chance to obviously bullshit about that tonight. It's awesome. But
and like we were saying, talking last week, I'm sure we'll talk to a little bit about it when we get Jedd on. But again, like the Sherwoods literally had a house right behind the Chlebowskis, out Wood Ave, and I can't think of the name of their road off the top of my head, but when I hear it, I'd be like,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Just again, the tight knit group of friends that we had, and the generations too within the family of the Chlebowskis and stuff, and how it reached around. So it was really cool.
Yeah. And then the connection is great, and it feels like a really fluid thing with the Crush Corner and people that come to mind, and they keep kind of like, oh, this person, that person. So it's a really good connection.
Absolutely. No, it's awesome.
So with the whole kind of Wood Ave neighborhood that we talked about with Jeff last week.
Yeah,
that was our connection. Obviously, I had the first time I met Jedd and his brothers was his grandmother lived across the street from me. I think that was the first time I got. I said, oh, I'm a little kid. There's little kids. Let's play some kickball. And I want to ask Jedd if he remembers a really important saying that his grandmother had. I think he might.
No doubt. Oh, it looks like we have a special guest, not necessarily logged in, but it looks like we have Andy watching. What's going on, Andy? How you doing?
Yeah, I'll tell you guys briefly before.
Thanks, Joe.
I didn't want to highlight that one. Right before I popped on, obviously, I told you my daughter was going nuts. She just wanted to show me her. She wanted to show me her exciting new game on her iPad. I had to run away quick, take a look at it, and then talk about take some time tomorrow to play this game on the iPad and eat some popcorn. So
nice.
She's going to watch for a little bit. It's past her bedtime, but special night. Jedd's with us, and we're going to let her stay up. So
absolutely, man.
I think we should get Jedd in here.
Let's do it. Let's bring him on in.
Jedd.
What's going on, buddy?
Got to turn my mic on. How's it going, guys?
What's
Very
up,
good.
Wade Terrace.
That's it. Wade Terrace. My God. Oh my God.
That's it. That's right.
All those other streets.
Yeah. Oh, I remember. A little hill, little hill going up. Yep. Totally remember, man.
That is right. Yeah. I think, Jedd, if you could, I don't know if you get a tiny more volume out of your mic. Is that possible?
I can do a lot. Is that better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm at 9 o'clock, so I got plenty of room.
Oh, cool. All right. That's good.
So it was Wade Terrace, which was actually parallel to Wood Ave, where the Sherwoods were, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I really think, Jed, I think that's how I met those guys, because we had been hanging out when you were visiting your grandmother.
Yeah.
I was going to your house, and then those guys were behind there. And I really think that's my connection with Kurt and his brothers, with Jeff and stuff. So
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. We used to run. They were kitty corner on the back part of our block, and we'd run between. The Decembers, I think, were behind us, and I think they were
Right.
brothers that lived next door to older guys, and we would just cut right across and right
That's
to
right.
Sherwood's house, and then back and forth all the time. But
Yeah.
I
Crazy.
was telling that story about can't hear me. Is that
Sure.
better?
that's definitely better.
Oh, okay. Let me turn up more so I don't have to be on the mic so much. But
Yeah, it's not. I could definitely hear it's louder.
okay, good. I was just telling my wife the story about my grandmother and what you would say. The cats would be in her yard, right?
No, I got it in my notes,
Oh,
and I could either say it, or I could say it how I remember hearing it.
I'd like to hear you say it. Either way, or both ways.
Okay, so
There you go. Let's
this
do
is-
it both ways.
and I think this is how we bonded and became friends, because she acknowledged the kids across the street, mostly me, because my brother and sisters were a little older.
Right.
Maybe it was a ball that got in the yard. It was probably a ball. It was probably a frisbee or a kickball, and it was, keep you animals out of my yard.
That's exactly the story I told.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
That's what it was. So I mean, maybe that'll become a crush, kill, destroy shirt. I don't know.
Oh, I could see that.
It's a fierce, bold motto.
Yeah, man. That could happen. That's so great.
So
I saw that video the other day of Corey making the shirts. So you're making all these? I thought you were ordering them.
myself.
Yeah.
No. So Crush, Kill, Destroy is it's super self-sufficient, dude. I everything is in-house. Yeah.
That's great.
I got my workspace in the house. It's
The bunker.
I don't know if I should say that for tax purposes, but I got I order all my blank apparel. It's hand printed by me,
Right.
And I pack it up. So it starts from scratch. I do the design. A lot of inspiration just comes from wherever. I could be taking a poop and something popped in my head, and I jot down a note on a piece of toilet
Such
paper.
sophistication in the process.
Complete sophistication. But these ideas come up for me, or I'm inspired by my friends and family and stuff. So I get the idea, design it, make the design. I do all the screen printing myself and pack it up and ship it. So
Great.
It's been about 7 months since I started doing it, and it's going good. It's great.
Sweet. Yeah. Thank you for all the swag. Got mine.
Yeah, that looks good, man.
Real
I like
fast.
that on there,
I think
man.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
That looks so good.
It
That's the work shirt, right? It's the
Yeah.
same thing you got on, Jim, but a different logo in the front there, right?
Yeah.
That
This
looks
is the
good, Jed. I like it.
ambassador shirt.
My
Right.
wife said great gig shirt, so that's what it's going to be.
That's awesome.
Ooh,
I
Once we
appreciate
start gigging again,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I know, it's crazy. Joe. Yeah. I didn't even. I go to click on
What's up, Mike?
comment. Mike says, Jed.
What's up, Scott? What's up, Hope?
Gotcha.
Scotty.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are awesome. Like, it's nice to. It's one thing to have, like, you're taking time to come and hang out with us, Jed, and then these guys have been so supportive. They're grabbing shirts and whatnot, and they're hanging out on Saturdays, and right now, if this is what we have, because of everything that's going on, it's a lot, and I think it's helpful for me, and I think it's helpful for a lot of people. So it's good we got to utilize technology. That's what
Absolutely.
it's about.
Yep.
I only got to
100%.
watch the one podcast. Just like whenever your friends got a band playing, anytime I got a night off, it's like going back to the office for work, but you want to support people as much as possible. And I'm definitely going to go back and watch the rest of them. But you got a really great layout here, and you guys are real natural with the whole interview process and everything. And I love the layout of the, what is it? Stream.
The StreamYard.
My glasses.
Yeah,
on.
StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard's awesome.
I'm probably going to end up
This
using
is
this
where
too.
the flow comes from.
It's very cool, man.
That's
It's
Very,
That's
very.
so we.
I love the new Mohawk too, dude.
Oh yeah, I did it. I was like,
That's
I don't
brand
have
new.
long hair anymore. And I was like, Jedd's coming on. He might play some rock and roll or some metal. I was like, maybe I should do something, drastic. So
Nice.
Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Bill? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Billy Mack.
Cheers, man.
Billy.
Yeah, another. This. We'll get to it. I was gonna say the word. Like I can't. There's so many people on here that we're familiar with, which I think you know what I'm talking about. But it's like Billy and Mike. Anyway, Jedd, what was our earliest schooling together? Was it middle? It was middle school, right?
I think it was middle school. Like, was it High Horizons?
Yeah, that's what I remember.
And it was. I mean, I know Johnny, your brother, and Clint they were in High Horizons as well.
Right.
Yep.
So we did middle school. There's always for me this like gray area when I run into people now that I did go to school with, and I'm like, did we go to high school together? Like, was it kindergarten, which is significant? Was it middle school? Was it high school? I didn't go to college, so it was not that. But
I think I have a memory of you talking to Johnny at the younger grades. Like,
yeah.
Love you too, Billy.
Yeah, Bill.
I can't. I don't know.
He's
listening if he wants to hear this story.
Hey, it doesn't matter.
Something to do with the bathroom and the degree to which one needs to undress to use the urinal. And I think Jimmy walked in. And he's like, "Dude, you don't need to do that."
That's a great story.
Did he was it like pants by the ankle kind of thing or something?
In front of the urinal.
Yeah,
Bang!
So I was just meant to be a parent. Look at that.
I think you gave him a bowl of popcorn after too.
For breakfast.
That's actually a really scary thing, but
oh God, that's
I don't remember
great.
that. That's one. I actually had a photo of from a school bus, and it was like this blurry photo that someone had taken, and Johnny's in it, and we're in the doing the same thing we do now, and John's in the photo, so it's so crazy.
Yeah.
And then of course you went to dude. If we were, you're a 1 year behind me, right?
Yes.
And so we started to do now. The reason music even or the interests like, hey, here's Jedd Chlebowski. He's a musician. We're gonna make a band. But you were playing something in the school band already, right?
Yes, I played trombone, and then Mr. Berlant, remember him?
Yep.
Oh yes.
He switched me over to baritone horn in 8th grade, and you guys came up to me, and it was you, Chris, and Mike, I think, and you're like, "Come here," and you called me over to your locker, and you opened up the locker, and there was a picture of the Quarrel. Remember that? And like, we already have the name and everything. You're playing bass. I was like, okay, Mom. I got told at school today that I have to play the bass.
Yeah, there you go.
That is a true story. That's a gem too, because we go on to make Centaur with our hopes and dreams of being a rock star.
Yeah,
we did great for a solid 2 years.
Yeah,
but a lot of we don't really talk about Quarrel, which was our 8th grade band,
right?
And the really funny thing is, I have proof of the whole bass story that we kind of forced you to play bass. We were taking band. We're like, I think myself too. My brain is always a couple steps ahead. I can visually like creative visualization. I said, I'm gonna make a T-shirt company, huh? It's already in my head, so it happens, which is
starts with a vision.
Yeah. So we were like, we need to take band photos, and you're not even playing bass, so you actually got Mike's guitar and you held it backwards. So
look at that one. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's great.
It's like,
that is great.
We might need these for our album, bro. It's like I don't play bass and I don't have a bass. Well, just turn the guitar around, and then eventually you did get a bass. So
yeah, there he is.
Wow,
look at those guys.
So
look
here's
that.
Here's the confirmation who was in the band. So it was yourself, Mike, myself, Chris Ferreira, and Brad Sweden. So I don't know if these guys had
Rototoms.
It's so great, isn't it?
Rototoms. So we had all those jackets had Quarrel on the back. I think my mom made the Quarrel sign for us.
Yep.
Pretty incredible. Uh,
And that was
Yeah, I
at
could
High
even-
Horizons. Didn't we play at like a party or something in the
Yeah.
cafeteria?
that photo is from a talent show, which
Yeah.
we slayed, by the way. I think we
Oh.
did.
Major slaying.
We did. It was that was
Yeah.
a Weekly talent show.
What do you mean had? Where is it?
Oh yeah.
He's
Maybe
got to
it's on-
have it somewhere.
I think I saw it on eBay actually.
Oh, it's a collector's item. I'm going to get out there and throw a bid.
Yeah. So moving on from Quarrel, as you know, I think I don't know how you feel, Jedd. Centaur became some kind of a phenomena almost as we were adults because I mean I had people that went to Central that I run into in adulthood, and I was like, oh yeah, I was in school band, played in a rock and roll band. Yeah, you did. Central.
Yeah, you did.
Centaur
So-
rocks, man. I mean,
Some good stuff.
I know, like it's crazy how the these people remember that stuff, and they were into it. And not for nothing, we were little kids. I think we were a pretty talented bunch of kids.
Well, I remember you guys even doing studio time and putting tracks down and stuff back then, man. I mean, you guys again with hopes and dreams for sure of just trying to crack something, but it was just the effort that everybody made. It was really impressive for again like a bunch of young kids.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
we recorded in
It was in Bridgeport
in
on Main
Bridgeport.
Street.
And the guy who owned the place was the guy who wrote the Nana Hey Hey Goodbye song.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no
I
kidding.
remember one of the days we were there, he's getting the mail and he opened it up and he had like a $7 check from like Vietnam because
Oh,
he had
God.
played it or whatever. And he said, "Oh yeah, I get royalties all the time."
That's right.
And Carl Osgood, right? Carl Fingers Osgood.
Carl, yeah. Who
We were
actually
going reel to reel, and he was on the buttons fast, man. He
he actually passed away. So I
Did
don't
he?
know how I know.
Oh,
that.
really?
Maybe we were talking about it.
I didn't know that Carl did, but I thought the other guy.
Yeah, someone told me that Carl passed away. So
Oh, wow.
that's crazy. And this is we're going way back.
Yeah.
So we have
Yeah, way back.
I think one of the big memorable gigs was this for us.
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking 9 just that's definitely a consistent theme with this is the old man glasses.
Yeah. Wait, was that the one where it was the anti-drug show?
Yeah, I think we were deep, and I don't know. This has got to be Mike. Mike would probably know. Is this like Reagan time period, the war on drugs?
Right.
This was, it was definitely that time period. For
it
sure.
was drugs destroy dreams was the
And I was telling Lisa this story the other day. Paul Lecca, that's right.
Paul Lecca.
I was telling Lisa the story because we went back to my house to watch the video of us playing. And
Yeah.
across the top, it said, drugs destroy dreams, but the camera had cut it off. And my dad comes in and he's watching. He goes, "Whew, you got to watch out for those Uggs." I just thought it was hilarious. I think my dad's listening. He should be anyway.
Hey.
I actually
go
I
ahead.
saw I have a couple photos and I got a kick out of it because I always have my sidekick hanging out with me. This is my mascot Roy.
What up,
So
Roy?
This picture made me kind of chuckle a little bit. So Roy,
Oh, there we all
I
are.
was going to mention that we ended up wearing spandex.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that that shirt with the red V on it, I borrowed from
Your girlfriend at the time.
no. Oh, I'm so mad at my Rob from Notre Dame.
Rob.
Oh,
Last name.
he's probably in this crowd. He's probably
Yeah.
you know.
That must have been Rob Hunley.
I think so.
Wow.
That must have been who that was. Yeah, look at all the back patches, man. Oh,
You're a
wow.
rock star.
I remember
Come on.
rushing that stage. I remember. And you know what? In that video you're talking about, Jedd, I think I remember like you could see the flood of all of us just go into the little orchestra area in front of the stage and just start to, throw the hands up. Yeah. Oh,
That's
those are the
Sure.
days.
We were gonna destroy that place. Completely destroy it.
And there was
Took it down. Yeah, Bob Hunley. Yep, that's it, Joe.
there was a band that went on, I think, before us and played cocaine for whatever reason.
Yeah.
For an anti-drug show.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they were like a 70s cover band. They're
Yeah.
actually really good. It's
Oh,
in
yeah,
that
they're great.
it's in that pamphlet. I can't think of the name of them, but they were awesome.
Wow. That's so great.
So you guys were talking about the studio time, and I have this clip with some music actually. So I want to show it to you guys.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Jedd,
Yeah.
Jedd's got
That's so cool.
bass. Yeah. So I do have those tracks. I think I got them from Bill. He had
Oh, no.
he had that stuff burned on CD, so it's out there.
Ooh, that's so cool. And Scott had an injury, it looks like. Wait, you sprained your neck headbanging?
From what was that from the
Yeah, when we all rushed the stage. Craziness. All the cuckoo. Everyone probably panicked. Ah! Look at all these boys. What are they doing? You know what I mean? Oh,
Yeah.
I see it now.
Yeah, I know things were getting serious. We were really getting metal when you guys chipped in and got me a double bass pedal. And
Look at that.
oh
my God.
Jedd, I think this is your basement.
It
kind of looks like it.
I feel like it is. I mean, I know it's
got a Centaur banner in the background there.
Yeah. Mike
my aunt made that.
got
Look at Clarky.
Kurt's in there. Corey's got
Kurt's in there. Mike's there. Wow. So I got a Cinderella shirt on.
Nice.
Jeez.
Jedd's looking at me so lovingly. He's like, you like it? You like it? I was like, yeah, dude, I fucking love it. Terrible double bass player, by the way. I never got the hang of it.
You put in a lot of effort, though, man.
Yeah.
I did. So we went from, I think we went from, that was the Drugs Destroy Dreams was the Klein Memorial Bridgeport.
Right.
Yes.
Super gig, and then I think that summer was St. Margaret's Shrine.
Yeah, I think that was the same year. I'm pretty sure.
Which my grandmother came to that one because it was right around the corner.
Just probably yelling at us, "Get your animals off of my stage!" So I have some stuff from there, and this is actually from, I think Stacy's dad took this.
Yeah.
Please tell me Joe still has that cutoff shirt.
Probably does.
I think he does actually. Yeah.
He may. Oh, that is just so unbelievably great seeing those clips. Oh my God.
I move about just as much as on stage nowadays. So
I think Joe Federico that's all here, man.
Right.
At one point, Joe Federico pointed out it was at one of the Lucky Soul parties that we did. He was doing a speech, and he was saying like, a lot of years ago, Jim was playing music and drinking and doing this and that, and he was playing, Judas Priest and Black Sabbath, and here he is, 30 years later, and he's playing Judas Priest and Black Sabbath and with Mike Haas and Joe Cascone. Like,
some things never change.
Good for your accomplishments, Jim. Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, man.
Oh, it's so funny.
So you guys both have something in common happening next week.
That's true.
Yep. One of the greatest days of the year.
One of the greatest days of the year. And
that is correct.
It was also another. It was one of the greatest days way back when because we had a big party actually. So that was
Look at that! Oh man, the Hawaiian theme party. I remember it.
Yeah,
I remember it now.
That is so great. My God, see that's the beauty of being able to go back and like flip through a bag of old photos, man. You find some stuff you're just like, oh my God. I mean, there I am wearing a metal up your ass shirt.
I was just gonna point that out.
That's one of my favorites, dude.
It was mine too. I love that shirt.
And I had great taste in hats. So,
Dude, you did, man.
Obviously.
Look at that thing. You're rocking it. Completely rocking it. Oh, I love it.
I have a feeling that was my yard, and we did.
Oh, it was definitely your house,
played.
Jim. Yeah, you guys did. I think on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So great.
So I always say this, Jedd, about your music career, and not really up to a certain point, and understanding a couple things, and then kind of reconnecting and be like, oh, Jedd's doing this and this and this. But I tell people about how you jumped in with both feet, and it starts with forcing you to play bass, and then
Funny.
the rest of us, aspiring rock stars, and Mike Haas is always saying something funny, like we talking about stuff, and he always tags on, and that's when my hopes and dreams were crushed. So I would say, yeah, my buddy Jedd, we made this band. The guy played trombone in the school band, and we said, you got to play bass for us, man. And he's like, all right. And I'm like, and then the guy goes to college, and like he's into it. He's doing this, doing college, and then so I want to get into that. Well, I don't even know where you went to college. Did you go to UB, dude?
University of Bridgeport, yeah.
And what was the whole studies thing? I didn't go to college, so I don't know about.
So I went in, and we've talked about this a lot because my sons are going to college this year.
Oh,
and,
crazy! So crazy.
That is wild.
And when we were talking about they had an amazing guidance counselor this year that was really able to push them in all the right directions.
Nice.
And my wife and I, and a lot of other people are saying, we don't remember having that much guidance in high school.
Nah.
I remember one day I said to my parents, I guess it was junior year, I said, I think I'm going to go to school for music. They're like, all right. I was like, cool. And then my mom was working at University of Bridgeport, and it had a well-known music program, and so I was able to go for free.
Oh, wow.
So,
nice.
She should be listening too, and I keep telling her that she kind of owes me for all that,
Yeah.
free college.
Nice. With interest.
My brother, Johnny, went for free, and my older brother went to Naval Academy, so he went for free. So my parents are rolling in it.
Oh, so it was Annapolis. It was Annapolis, right?
Yeah.
Yep. It was Annapolis, Jim.
Oh, yep.
So, funny story. So, yeah, I really didn't know what I was getting into. I just knew that I wanted to play music, and my...
oh, you're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, this is all your fault. So, when I realized that in high school, we didn't have much of a band. Bill, Mike, and I were in the pep band. I think we played Eye of the Tiger at a football game or something. Yes. But they called it the jazz band. We didn't do much else other than that. There wasn't a lot of organization there. Yep. The music teacher, Mrs. Irwin, found out that I was going to go to music, so I started taking private lessons with her on piano and just learning theory and stuff. And she did her best. I mean, I was not great at any of that. So when I got to college, by the way, I should point out, I saw some other bass player that I don't know, but just someone I follow on Twitter said something about the bass solo before, was it before NIB? Like Geezer Butler solo? And I actually auditioned with that. I showed up with my red Charvel.
Wow.
And they were going through a transition at University of Bridgeport, so there weren't a lot of music students. And the guy says, no one told me you have to prepare, a reading piece, you have to prepare a solo piece, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh wow!
I was just like, you're going to music school, so good luck. So I showed up, and I played the solo, and they gave me a tour of the place, and they said, well, it looks like you have some skill, and I was accepted. So that was fantastic, huge stroke of luck. When I was there, I was like, why are all these people in the practice rooms for 4, 5, 6 hours a day? That's crazy. And then a couple of classes in, I started to realize, because that's how you get better. So I had to learn a lot. It was the first time that I'd heard jazz before, but this is the first time that I was like, but you can play this if you practice. And so we had jazz band every Friday, and one of my, Dr. Dan Diadio, great guy, talked me into, along with Brian Torf was my bass teacher. If you don't know Brian Torf, look him up. The guy's phenomenal. Played with
I actually do know Brian Torf.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I took like a quarter semester at Housatonic when I thought I was going to do, with him. Sweet. Yeah, music theory. Yeah,
he knows his stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they talked me into picking up the upright bass. So I happened to have one that I acquired. And So actually, I'm just now trying to sell it, but that's another story. So my last year or so, I decided to pick up the upright bass, and I almost quit so many times because it's so painful in your left hand because those strings are just so tense. So I'm trying to condense all those years into just a brief story. But I also had electric lessons. Dave Anderson, phenomenal guy, great bass player, and we still keep in touch. I went and hung out with him. I think it might be almost 2 years ago. But he, in the last semester, I had a few more classes to go. It was like in the fall semester, and he said, "Look." He played a 6-string bass, and I had my 4-string, and he tried and show me these chords and everything. He's like, "Oh, you only have 4 strings. Sorry." So he got a call.
You're a poser, man.
Yeah. He got a call from whatever Sam Ash used to be, Brian Guitars in New Haven.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Oh,
bass.
yeah.
He bought a 6-string bass there, and they called him and said, "There's a musical going on tour in Germany. They need someone who has a 6-string bass because they needed a low D." I think I played it. I ended up getting he passed the gig off to me. I ended up going to Germany for like 2.5 months. And that was I had to really deep dive into reading and all that stuff. It was really jumping in, like you said, both feet, and learned a lot. And I think I played that low D maybe 2 or 3 times in the entire thing. I'm like, they could have written it up, but whatever. I got the gig. That was a pretty wild experience. While in college, I ran into or met some good friends. This guy, Derek Perry, that we had a band with for a while. And another good friend of mine, Frank Picarazzi, who's just one of the best musicians I've ever met. He's a composer in New York City.
Nice.
And we actually just did a video online a couple weeks ago.
Nice.
He just writes.
That's cool.
Amazing. And he ended up going to UConn, but we ended up putting a band together called Punch Bowl Drive. So I was gigging with this other guy, Derek, in a band called Laxical Daisy. We did a lot of 90s cover stuff. And
I remember both of those, actually.
Yeah.
The Punch Bowl Drive is kind of like a Zappa kind of thing. And
Yeah.
so as you can
remember
imagine,
that
it was
name.
a little tough to get gigs. But
But yeah, that's funny you said that, dude. I don't want to interrupt you. You made me think of something today. We were talking about the Pentagon's announcement about alien stuff.
Yeah.
And two of my crew were in the office, and I said, "Oh, I know this guy. I have no idea. Maybe because talking to you tonight, I said I have this this great song you guys got to hear." And I played Steve Vai's "Little Green Men."
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good song.
You said, doing the Frank Zappa-ish music didn't really go over for gig stuff. And Uriah, my buddy that I work with, was like, "Bro, you gotta shut that off. Like, it's anxiety music. I just can't listen to it, man." And I turned it up louder, and I was cracking up because I was like, better.
That's
I played
great.
some Zappa I played
Joe.
I can remember that. Cheapness, which is about cheap 50 horror movies.
Oh, wow.
Oh, horror! Oh, wow.
horror movie.
Oh, sorry.
And so I played it for my sons and
That's
one of my
next
son's
week.
girlfriends. And they joke about it now. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna put on some Frank Zappa?" I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
It is tough to listen to, but there's a lot of deeper stuff that's musically it's so incredible. But
have you ever done any work with Dweezil?
I have not worked at Dweezil, but there's a lot of weird connections. So my wife was roommates with this woman, Carrie Borzillo, who, interestingly enough, went to school where I'm currently teaching.
No kidding.
Yeah, and now she lives in L.A. She was dating this guy, Blue Saraceno, from Middletown, where I live now.
Wow.
God, I wish I had that guy's name. It's fucking so cool.
Yeah, he's a great player. And
it's a great name.
You know Tony Andriolis?
That name sounds
Tony?
Yeah.
Tony was roommates with this guy, Derek Dudek, who was best friends with Blues.
Oh, yeah.
So we went out to L.A. to visit Carrie.
Nice.
Cool. We went out to visit Carrie and she was living with Dweezil. And I'm not Dweezil, with Blues. And we were just kind of hanging out, and
hell yeah, man.
I said something about Frank Zappa. They're like, "Oh yeah, well, I go over there all the time." we actually drove by Frank's house. We were going to go in, but no one was home. And I was like, oh,
Oh, wow.
And then Derek tells me the Blues' friend says, oh, yeah, we went back another time. And he ends up playing this guitar. He says to Dweezil, what's up with the guitar at the end there? That's all burned. He's like, oh, that's the one Jimi Hendrix gave my dad. You could play it if you want. I was like,
Come on.
you're not even a guitar player.
Come on.
But yeah, it was pretty wild. And
that's insane.
So awesome.
So, no, Corey, I saw you at FTC with for the Rich Robinson show, right?
Yep.
So I went back there another time. So I was playing with this jazz trio in Rhode Island. I still do. And it was at Westerly, Rhode Island.
Yep.
And the guitar player that used to be in the group went to University of New Hampshire, where my son's going. And
crazy.
The gear I was playing at the time happened to. So I'm looking through a bass magazine, and there's Kurt Morgan, who is Dweezil Zappa's bass player.
Okay.
And I'm just reading about it, and he's listing his gear. I'm like, oh, we got all the same gear. Then it says he's from Westerly, Rhode Island. I'm like, oh, I'm there like once a month. And then it says he went to the University of New Hampshire. I'm like, so did the guitar player. I'm like, this is just weird. So somehow I contacted him, and I'm like, dude, you want to, I'd love to chat with you. You're playing in Fairfield, and, you want to just hang out. So he's like, okay. And I went to the sound check. He says, all right, something just phased out. Go down the street.
Don't do it, Jedd. Don't do it.
You're good.
No.
Don't start fucking up equipment, man. I've seen you live before, bro.
So far. So we walked down to Archie Moore's, and he's like, so, what do you want? It was almost like he was expecting me to want something. I was like, I just want to, shoot the shit. And we were talking beer and we talked for like a good hour and a half.
Were you like, I want some wings and a beer. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said. I'm just.
So, and then I watched the show, which was amazing. And, I still see him like once in a while. I haven't seen him in a few years, but
that's crazy.
Dweezil played at in Ridgefield, talked to him after the show and stuff like that. And,
that's cool.
So
Jedd, when do you have the earliest memory of I don't, for lack of a better word, like professional level gig? Mm-hmm. And that could be, maybe it's a gray area of our, we played the Klein Memorial. We were 17 years old. So, that's
a major stage, man. That's major. George Carlin walked that stage.
That's true. Yep. But in like maybe, or like a high point where you said, okay, this is pretty awesome. I'm in this, maybe one of the earlier established bands that you're in, like a memory of like, I'm doing this sweet fucking gig. And this is where this is the direction I'm going. I'm going to be gigging. I want to be gigging. I want to be playing. Yeah, obviously making these connections and stuff. Early on, was there anything that came to mind that for you, like a professional level gig, I guess you can say? I don't know.
Sure. Well, like the first, by definition of professional, getting paid for what you do. Yeah. When I was 16, I was in a band. I think we were still called Crazed with a K at the time, with the Hedgehogs out of Fairfield, Brian Macaulay, and Club Tiptoe was on Wood Avenue.
Wow.
It was literally 4 blocks from my house.
God.
Yeah. Yep.
But I had to go all the way into Fairfield where we practiced to get my gear. And then, and we all helped each other move everything. And so that was a Wednesday night. I was at Notre Dame, and I said to my mom, we got a gig, can I do it? And she's like, well, only if you go to school the next day. So we went, and we got like $20-something, because there was another band I remember, it was like a Grateful Dead cover band or
pretty
something.
Good. 20 cents, pretty good, dude.
It wasn't bad. We spent it on beer.
Back then, that's a lot of beer, dude.
That's a lot of beer back then. That's true.
That's like 2 cases at least.
Yeah. So then we had to go all the way back to Fairfield to drop all the gear off. Coyote Ugly, there we go.
Hey, Mr. Chlebowski.
That's what Crazed became.
Look at that mug.
And that was with Bill McKiernan.
Oh, that was with Bill McKiernan.
Yeah.
That guy just won't leave me alone. Every band I'm in, he's joining. But I went to school the next day.
Nice.
The one where I went to Germany, that was a legit gig. I'm doing Broadway music, and we played all over Germany.
The 2 high points: the $27 gig at Club Tiptoe to Germany. He's like, we bought some beer with me. Oh my god! And then I went to.
Hold on.
Corey's got his own gig going on in his house.
I do. I got crazy dogs barking. I'm gonna mute for a second.
I didn't know it was going to be like that's funny, man. That's so crazy. So obviously all these things are kind of happening fluidly. It's like I guess a lot of trades. The longer you're in it, you're doing stuff. You're meeting people,
Right.
and you're making these connections, and then you started to really make some bigger connections. Is that fair to say?
Mean, you go into teaching and they all talk you into teaching. I wanted to be a performer. I still want to be a performer. I had a really good student who still connected with. She said, "You like to play?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do." And she said, "If you could, you know, if you could play full time, would you leave
Yeah.
teaching?" I was like, "Today."
Today.
No offense, but that's where I'm happiest, is when I'm playing music and it's all syncing together. The earliest memory of me knowing that I liked music as much as I do or did was with Mr. Berlant, and I think we were doing celebration for one of the graduations or something.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it blew my mind that there had to be over 60 people in our band.
Yeah.
And everyone has different music, but somehow it's all happening. I was like, this is incredible. And I didn't even practice. Somehow this is still going on. So yeah, that feeling of when you've rehearsed something, you go up there and you play it and you nail it. It's just, that's what makes me feel the best.
Well, we just landed our
Mom.
next gig.
Yeah, look at that. Hey, Miss Chlebowski.
That's it. We landed our next gig. I'm stoked. Band's getting back together.
That's awesome.
I do. You know what I remember, Jedd? I don't know if you remember this. This is in my mind. We did with Mr. Berlant. We did Maniac.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, and I was so stoked because I used my rototoms.
Yeah.
I cranked up the smallest one, and I took the last one and I ripped it way down. I was like, it was like, and then I sold the rototoms because the rototoms. Who needs rototoms?
Who needs rototoms?
I do remember that.
That's so great.
So how long you been teaching for, dude?
Thank you, Joe. I just finished my 25th year.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And I do love it. I don't want, there's a
25.
lot of talk. Yeah. It's been very rewarding. There's a lot of, I know very few, even big name people, I know very few musicians who can only perform. It's really tough. If you ever get a chance to watch that thing on Netflix, is it called Sidemen or something like that?
I don't know if I saw that.
All right, but it's all these guys, and there's some really sad but funny stories. It's all about how Billy Joel messed up his whole crew and all that kind of stuff. But how the sidemen, they're just sidemen. They don't make the big bucks. So I know maybe a handful of musicians who are actually making a living,
right?
Yeah.
A decent, comfortable living, even fewer.
It's
and any of the other ones, especially locally. They go to school for music performance, and then they teach in music stores, which is fine.
Yeah.
Teaching allowed me to do all of these great things. Because benefits, built-in time off. Sometimes I have to schedule around my vacations, but at least I got those times.
Right.
Yeah. And it allowed me to get my master's degree. I had to get my master's degree to keep my certification, but I did it in classical performance.
Oh wow.
So it afforded me a very comfortable lifestyle and all of that. But my point of all that is because I was focused on keeping my career,
right.
Because whatever I do, I want to do it well and do it right.
Do it damn good.
Do it damn good. And but there was a good 10 or 15 years that was my focus, and I was having a family and all that.
Yeah.
And then Matt Starr, who's from Connecticut, he plays with Ace Frehley and Mr. Big, and somehow I came across him on Facebook. We were friends, and he was doing something about like career help or kind of counseling, coaching, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
it is a great documentary.
Check it out, Rick.
I got to find the name. I'll look it up.
Awesome.
So I did a one-on-one lesson with him, on Skype or whatever. And he asked for my story, and I told him, I said, well, I went to school and I signed up to be a teacher because my guidance counselor, the guy in the college or whatever told me, and you gotta have something to fall back. He goes, "Who told you?" I said, "My counselor." He's like, "Oh, so it wasn't like Greg Allman or Gene Simmons or something, right?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "Oh boy." And that he would be great with this whole crush, kill, destroy concept, because that's basically what he was telling me. And this was maybe 10 years ago, and it was basically, do your teaching. There's nothing wrong with that, but everything else, do it. So I was playing in cover bands and all that stuff for a long time, and he just kind of gave me the kick in the ass to like now do more, So I remember that week, I had bought tickets to go see in New York City the premiere of the Jocko movie that was produced by Robert Trujillo from Metallica. And I got the tickets, but I said, then I got to get up early for jazz band the next morning. I don't know that I can do that. So I sold the tickets. So I told Matt the story. He goes, "Oh, dude, you got to go."
You
got to okay. I went to school the next day. I was telling my students, these two, I think they were 8th grade girls at the time. I said, "Yeah, there's this movie about this great bass player that I really want to go see." And they're like, "Mr. C, you got to go." I was like, "You're right." I said, "I bought the tickets. I'm going.
Gotta go.
So I go, and I got there early just because of the way the trains ride. And I walk in. It's me, the popcorn guy, who I'll introduce to your daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And, Robert Trujillo sitting down with his girlfriend, putting tickets into envelopes for other people are going to show up.
Wow.
So I went over, talked to him, got a picture and everything. People start showing up.
Oh, look at that.
Where are you? Wow.
Look at that.
It's a great movie. Another great documentary. If you get a chance to watch that. It's long, but it's really great.
Cool.
So these other bass players show up. Actually, this is a pretty cool story. There's this guy, Mark Egan. So when I did this gig in Germany with the musical, every once in a while, maybe 3 or 4 times, we would have 2 days in a city. Otherwise, we were like on the bus all the time, every day at a new city. And so
my next band name, by the way, 2 Days in the City.
2 days in the city. Trademark.
It's gonna be like emo band. Okay.
Emo band.
We all decided to go to Quasimodo's, which is a jazz club in Berlin.
It's a good question. It's called Canteen.
Dude, I think I know that. Way to divert the conversation.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I digress.
Mrs. C.
Sorry.
We're playing in the shed and we're bringing alcohol this time.
Yeah!
No questions asked. Okay. Dude, that's familiar. The club. Right?
Great club. Yeah. And the saxophone, Bill Evans, was playing there. And the bass player is Mark Egan. Great fretless bass player. So I talked to him after the show for a little while. Fast forward 20 years, I'm at this movie premiere in New York City, and Mark Egan walks in. So I go over. I'm like, "You probably don't remember, but 20 years ago, I saw you at this club." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, and that woman came up and sang the blues song. She totally killed it." I was like, "What?" He didn't remember me, but he remembered the night. I was like, "That's amazing." Wow. Turns out my teacher, Dave Anderson, was supposed to be on that gig. So he got me the gig to go to Germany, and if he had taken that gig, he was already booked somewhere else in America. Yeah. But I would have, 3 weeks into the gig in Germany, walked into this club and seen my teacher on stage. I would have been so crazy. But,
wow.
I actually feel like in that, I don't know what time. When was that? What year was that?
When I was in Germany?
Yeah.
94, I believe.
There was, I don't know if there was some, I feel like we may have had like kind of reconnected a little bit for some reason, because I remember that and I was like, "Oh, Jedd's going to fucking Germany. That's crazy." And I know it was an orchestral thing. So I know I'm personally anxious to hear some music. I know Corey's got some questions about some of the guys that you've played with over the years, but I'm really excited about listening to some music if you're into it and you want to do some stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at the time, so I think I'm just going to do 2 of the songs. Is that cool?
I just honestly, dude, Crush Corner is. We do what we want, man.
Okay.
So cool. If you're
vibe, let it flow.
And I like I was saying, there was so much stuff I had in mind. We have this opportunity to chat and stuff, so it's like whatever. We go until it feels right. So
okay.
Play some tunes,
All right. Then I'm gonna do one of my solo things. So one of the things that came out with so yeah, we're gonna have to do just a brief check to make sure that all of my settings didn't change in our conversation.
We don't want any of that happening.
One switch, and I don't know what that's gonna do. Let's see. So I was supposed to go to Nashville this summer and play. I asked to get in on this bass thing. I went a few years ago. There's this thing called NAM, the
Oh
North
yeah, yeah,
American
yeah,
Music Merchants. Can you hear that all right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Cool.
It's,
So I've been going the past 3 or 4 years out to LA and making a lot of great friends, great connections. And I went 3 or 4 years ago to the Summer NAM, which is a little bit smaller, but it's still big. I mean, there's a lot of
yeah.
musicians and a lot of music and a lot of equipment. One of my former students, Colin Poulton, stayed in touch, and he moved to Nashville years ago. And so I was able to reconnect with him, and his band was not, it was touring all over the place. He would send me pictures of like this, through Facebook of this crowd of like in Brazil or something. I don't know. He was all over the place.
Wow.
And his
That's
band
awesome.
just happened to be playing 2 nights in Nashville the weekend that I was there. So I got to
Oh,
see him
wow.
play. And
That's
player,
great.
great kid. And so anyway, this summer I went to a bass jam, which I know is everyone's jealous of me right now. So every 15 minutes a new bass player got on stage, and I think this was 2 or 3 nights long. And like one guy would do a whole bunch of tapping, and one guy would do all chords. Another guy was playing and like strumming and singing, and another guy was just walking bass or whatever. And I'm like, I could do that. I could
Oh,
do that.
Rick knows.
So then, LA NAMM it's awesome. If you guys can ever make it out there, definitely do it. So
Sweet.
when I was out there in January, I said to this guy that I know, I'm like, look, I'm really interested in playing at that at Summer NAMM. And he said, oh yeah, definitely call me a month before and we'll hook it up. And then
awesome,
COVID
man.
happened. So there goes all that.
Yeah,
But this song is called Going to Nashville, which I wrote once I found out I was going to Nashville. And I guess I have to uncompose it. Decompose it. because
Decompose it.
Decompose. We'll save that for the death metal band we're going to start.
All right, so this is my 6-string bass. This is the one that I bought because my bass teacher had it, and it's the same model, modulus graphite neck, and I'm using a loop pedal.
Nice.
Maybe some effects. We'll see how things go.
All right.
All right, so I'm gonna turn off my mic.
Oops, sorry about that. Nice.
So cool. Rick says it's low.
Oh, yeah, he's got his headphones on.
It's so crazy. Kind of cool.
Nice.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was
Nice,
great.
Thank
Now, maybe you can explain to everybody that doesn't really know what the loop is, because I think it was fantastic, but I think it would be cool for people to know what was going on.
Yeah, so I have a loop pedal, and your basic loop pedal, which I think a lot of people know. Ed Sheeran, for whatever reason, gets a bunch of praise for using his loop pedal. I haven't really listened to much of what he does,
Yeah.
but there are some people out there that do some incredible things. Usually, a bunch of teenagers, jerks.
Yeah.
But
Goddamn teenagers.
there are a couple of people out there like this. There's this girl, Elise Truow, I forgot how you say it.
Yep,
I
yep.
actually saw her give a speech in at NAMM in January, and she was doing this when she was like 15, and she took like a Foo Fighters song, and I forget the other song, some classic like I don't know if it was a Motown song, and she mashed them together, and so she uses a program called Ableton that she can tell it, okay, start recording now, so she doesn't have to touch a thing. It takes a lot of planning. Your basic loop pedal, you press to start, and then you press to end that, and then as soon as you press it again, then the loop starts over and over. So I did the drum beat first.
Yep.
Thanks, Mom. I did the drum beat first, and then I did the two different bass lines. So on the looper that I have, you can either stack or you can do separate loops. You can do them so that they, you move them in and out when you want, kind of like a DJ thing.
Yep.
Or you can have them happen in sequence. So I had two different parts that were happening. So the first one would go, and then I would press the button. And the nice thing about this is it quantizes. A lot of loop pedals, you got to be spot on. This gives me a lot of a leeway.
What's
pedal? It's called a Boomerang 3-phase sampler.
I just started experimenting with a new Boss tabletop. It's not a pedal, so it's got like I think 5 channels on it.
Right.
It's pretty awesome. So some of the videos I'm doing, so the concept of it, I had no idea, but being quarantined and not doing anything, not gigging, not playing with anyone, I was like, I need to play with someone. And I was just about to say something that would probably sound bad. So you guys know me well enough. I'll say it was, I'm going to play with myself, damn it. I'm pushing buttons. So I got this looper and it's fucking wicked. So I'm still trying to understand the concept of it, but it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, it's wild. Like you said, everything just fell into sequence, and then you go off and start doing the solo there at the end. It's like it's just so cool how it all comes together.
You can definitely, I don't know, Jedd, you can definitely, if there's a easy thing to turn up, you could do a little bit. Someone said maybe turn it up a little bit. They were digging it, but it was a little low.
Yeah.
When you were playing. I want like my speakers to blow up. I want keyboard things like the keys fucking flying off and shit.
All right. Well, I just turned up the volume a little bit. I just don't want it to peak out because then it's.
Gotcha.
Yep. Juan Alderete. He does. I think he does
Saturday night. We got to peak out. You got to peak out Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to
peak out.
You don't got to go to school tomorrow.
No.
So listen to your students. Mr. C, peek out, man. Mr. C, peek out.
Peek out.
Okay,
Let's go.
So here's where the what did I just do different? I plugged in a new bass.
Plugged in a new bass.
Sound.
Oh no.
See, because I turned up the volume, it messed everything up.
Dang.
Okay, I'm seeing signal. I'm seeing here. What's going on here?
He's turning knobs, he's slapping, he's funking. I don't know.
Here, and I'm getting signal to there. It's not traveling to there. And why is that?
Uh-oh.
This is the age of technology, connecting with each other and utilizing what we have to. I mean, live music is squashed right now, so we have to do what we have to do. So
that's it.
I'm gonna unplug my interface and plug it back in. See if that's always start.
I always loved when you did that.
Yeah, reboot. When in doubt.
He's plugging in the interface.
Oh.
He's plugging in it.
Oh, we lost his.
I wish Joe would. I wish Joe would get a.
Somebody.
I wish Joe would get a profile picture. I'd like to see Joe get a profile picture. He's just
right. We need a profile picture from Joe.
It's like, I mean, that's just not fitting. I want to see Joe's beautiful face.
I know.
Joe, Jedd's unplugging shit. He's going crazy over there. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, I think
that's not peeking out.
Oh no, we lost you for a minute. I think.
Say something.
Hello. Hello.
Jedd's breaking stuff.
Oh no!
I knew he was going to break stuff.
Nicole wants to know if he missed a hole. I don't know. Maybe.
Wow. Oh God.
Can't miss, can't win. Why am I not hearing you anymore?
Uh-oh.
I think usually in these times,
you know what?
I know exactly what.
Tell me.
It's a good time to go to a commercial break.
Perfect.
So yeah, everyone watching. Jedd Chlebowski's here playing bass. He's messing with all his chords.
Oh.
He's clapping. He's funky.
There we go.
So, there you are.
He's back. So we won't go.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
When I unplugged the interface, it went back to the default. So
it was the all you had to do was it was the bazinga.
It was the flux capacitor, and it's always the flux capacitor.
I think it was definitely the bazinga this time.
The bazinga. No,
yeah. Whenever, yeah.
So it's not too loud. That's not peeking out. Good.
No.
Okay. So now I'm going to play to some backing tracks.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
And
nice.
I'm going to do where's their music? I'm going to do a Death Saddle song. So
nice.
My latest endeavor has been Death Saddle Syndicate. We've been at it for about 3 years now, and I've always been very proud of all the bands that I've been in. I'm always aiming for quality, but this band is just incredible. I get along with the guys so well, and they're great musicians, and the songwriting is fantastic.
Yeah.
So this is a lot of the stuff that we do. One of us has what we call song germs, and we kick it around and develop the rest of it. So this, I just had a riff idea, and I brought it down, and I love it because whenever I come up with something, I'm like, I think it's kind of good, and they're like, oh, that's awesome. So that makes me feel good.
So
Killer.
are you guys
Awesome.
Are you wearing masks when you got the song germs, or you're not wearing masks?
We're outdoors, so it's not.
All
as
right.
bad.
And I was actually prepared for this talk because I would see your post, Jedd, so I had to be prepared for it. That's one of our Crush Corner things, and obviously the middle of this logo is inspired by Corey and I. So we just I said Jedd's coming out, we got to point him in the right direction.
I've been keeping it to music, right? I've been good.
Oh, it's beautiful.
We're
This
gonna-
is beautiful.
Joe is a great supporter of music.
Yes.
Joe's a great supporter, period.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's honestly I think between the group of friends that we have, it's nice to see everyone doing that for each other. Music, art, food, everything we do, and and it's greatly appreciated. So
Absolutely.
Joe and I ran into each other in Disney World a couple of times.
I think I remember that story.
That is crazy.
It is nuts. Once it was in Epcot when I was on a high school trip. I was chaperoning, and then another time we were in Hollywood Studios at it's not there anymore, but the Great Movie Ride, and we were the lines kind of snake back and forth.
Yeah,
so we would pass each other, talk a little bit past each other.
That's so great.
That's like the old days going to the concerts, New Haven Coliseum, passing each other, each other.
Mm-hmm. Those were the days.
Should I play?
Yeah, man. Let's hear it.
So this is
Absolutely.
Tread Lightly, Death Saddle Syndicate.
Nice.
Awesome. Woo!
Control yourself, expanding need, a calling for a help not coming. Pull the shades in summer's haze. The plans are changing, I tread force your point louder now, but what I hear is not what I see. Pull the shades in summer's haze. The plans have changed, the madness is rising. I know why she set off. I know why she set off.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how
That
that
was-
one goes.
Yeah,
That
that was awesome, man.
Cool.
That was so great.
Mike Davis Penta is the drummer and vocalist. So
Yep.
Yeah.
a lot of people have we've there's always people telling you what you should be doing with your band, and so many people are like, oh, he's got such a great voice, he should be the front man, get him out front, you can get a drummer anywhere. I'm like, do you hear him play drums?
Yeah.
No, he's not going anywhere, man. And
No.
a couple of our friends that came to see us said that he's so animated behind the kit, it's like he's out front anyway. So
When you guys set up for Death Saddle Syndicate, is it traditional? Is he in the back of the stage? Are you doing some different shit like sideways or?
we haven't done that, and I have seen some bands play that way.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, a lot of it is dependent on the club. You know, a lot of times, like when we were at Cafe 9, he was. Do you guys remember that?
I'm not sure what he's talking about.
When I know Corey was there, and I thought you were there, Jimmy. I think Mike was there too, and we were playing. I got a new stereo record player, so we're blasting something. It was probably like Saxon or something like that. And my mom was calling me, and I couldn't hear. So all of a sudden, we hear this banging, and my door goes away. My dad hands it to me. He's like, "Put this in the attic."
Wow.
Okay. I didn't have a door for like a year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it wasn't messing around.
That was great.
It wasn't messing around. I think
That's fantastic.
Jed, let me ask you a question because your dad said that Red Hot Chili Peppers. Who turned you on to the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
That's a good question.
I don't know why. I just thought your dad was into the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I might have made it up. Maybe I was smoking a lot of pot. You know what? You know what, Joe? I'm gonna stick to that story regardless.
It sounds so good.
Mr. C, not Jed, turned me on to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know why. It was
That's
probably
right.
maybe we had the cassette, the Mother's Milk cassette in your room. Maybe he was ripping the door off at the same time.
Ah,
Now
I
this
made some
cassette
weird-
means something.
Some
That's
frightening
it.
association or something like that. Absolutely. I don't know why I thought that, but I can
Yeah.
see your dad rocking,
Yeah.
getting down, funking it up to some Red Hot Chili
You know,
Peppers.
a lot of the stuff that I listened to back then was stuff that he had laying around. You know, the
Yeah.
Beatles. I remember him coming down when I was in college, and I had the White Album on. He's like, "Oh, it's great that you listen to this." And I picked up a lot of his Jimi Hendrix albums, and I got him upstairs, got a new stereo and everything.
Yeah,
I do
that's
want to go
awesome.
back because I didn't mention John Leonard, who is such a huge force in Death Saddle Syndicate. Not only is he responsible for the great solo that you heard, a lot of times, I'll come up with a little riff, and he'll listen and go, "Okay, what about this?" And then he comes up with another riff that's so closely related. I'm like, yeah. Throw it in there. He's always got spices for the stew. And he's also our sound engineer. He does all the recording, all the mixing, and then we send it out to Hans Decline, who is an award-winning sound engineer in LA. That's
crazy.
He's amazing, really cool guy. Still haven't had a chance to meet him. We keep missing each other at NAMM, but John Leonard also mixed my CD, which was super, super kind of him, and he does such an amazing job. Anyway,
the EP that you put out,
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and
which
I
I was
think
listening to it before we got on here.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's really awesome, like looking at the bio to just get a little bit of background on, and some of the names and people associated with the creation of that thing, the EP that you did. But that was like your baby, right? Like you did. I mean, you produced the whole thing. So what was that like? Like just hours and hours of studio, obviously, and all that. But like, what's that feel like to be in control and driving that?
Well, yeah, I mean, I wish I could say that I was in the studio with all these guys, but that's just with the world the way it is now.
Right.
About 10 years ago, I got the opportunity to play on a track on Corey Glover's second solo CD.
Yep.
And we were communicating. He's like, okay, my producer's going to send you the music and everything. Cool. And I thought, okay, I'm going to drive into New York and he's going to tell me a little more of this, a little more of that. So the engineer, producer calls me or emails me. He's like, all right, here are the tracks. Play whatever you want and play one, strict to what I sent you. He had like a synth bass on there. He said, and then just go nuts. I was like, okay. So here I am in my basement. My kids were young. They're running around upstairs. I'm like, okay, so this is rock star life, huh? right here doing that.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And then, so that's what ended up happening with the CD too. I was, had another session with Matt Starr. He was back home. We were at a Starbucks and, I forget, he'd give me a couple of things of advice, do this, do that. And I was like, well, what now? So I say to my wife all the time, and like, if I move to LA now, I have a feeling that I would push myself enough that I would probably be doing well musically in a good year's time.
Yeah.
Obviously after this whole pandemic.
Right.
Sure. Yeah.
I can't do that. And I said to Matt, like how do, because so many people said, if you want to be playing with those musicians, you have to be in the place with those musicians. So New York City does not have that much of a scene anymore.
Sure.
And Connecticut's good. It's really good. But the names are Nashville, Atlanta to some extent, somewhere in Texas, I forget, Vegas, LA.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to go and meet people that are going to say, hey, I just did a gig and the bass player is sick. You're hired. So,
Right.
So I said, so how do I do this? And Matt said, why don't you, write a few songs and hire some musicians to be on it? And I said, well, I'm going to ask you first, because I right here talking to you. So he's like, absolutely, I'd love to do it. And so he had having his name when I called these other people, it made it a lot easier to, get your foot in the telephone door.
So he was sort of the jumping off point to get so some of the other names, for example, well, obviously, Vernon Reed, from the Living Color, a gentleman, Kenny Aronoff, right? He drummer, played with John Mellencamp, John Fogerty, Melissa Etheridge, Smashing Pumpkins, Gilby Clarke. He actually took over for Izzy Stadler in '91, I believe it was.
Like 3 or 4 years.
Use Your Illusion time frame.
After.
Yeah. And then Doug Wimbish, another bass player, Living Color, Rolling Stones, Mos Def. I mean, so it literally is like the one guy, and then that sort of just spiderwebbed into all these other folks. Wow, it's wild.
There were definitely people that that said no. There's some people who, I'm too busy right now.
Sure.
Doug Pinnick, I ran into him in LA and he had played with Matt. And actually I said, when I ran up to him, he was walking by with a bunch of people. I was like, I have a second of your time. I said, I'm doing this EP with Matt Starr. And he was like, oh, Matt, what a beautiful guy. And, they had played together. And so that's the connection part of things. And so he was all set. I sent him the track and everything. And he had like 3 bands going on. He always has like 3 bands going on. He was about to go on tour in Europe. So he's like, sorry, I have to bow out of this.
Yep.
I was actually on the phone with Dave Grohl's manager. And when I first called, he said, he's like, so what do you want? So I explained, I'm doing this thing.
And you were like, I want some wings and a beer.
Right. Yeah, duh.
I said, I want Dave Grohl to sing on my CD. He's like, that's a pretty tall order. I was like, well, got to try, right?
That's it,
so
man.
He's like, give me a call in a couple of weeks. I'll send him a message. Okay. So I called him like every 3 weeks because he kept telling me to. And eventually, like, that was a time when they were on their fake hiatus, when they were actually in the studio recording.
Oh, right.
So the guy didn't tell me this until like 2 months later. He's like, they're busy putting out their new CD. I was like, oh, I didn't know. I'm like, you
Yeah.
could have just told me that. That's cool. But he was a very, very cool guy. And after the first initial kind of taken aback, he was very down to earth and very cool. So
Nice.
Awesome.
I mean, I could do a whole what is this? Is it a webcast? What are we calling it?
You can call it a podcast. Sure.
I mean,
But
I
we've
guess
been here for years.
with the video, I don't know. I guess I don't know.
A visual
Yeah.
podcast.
A visual
visual.
podcast.
Yeah.
I've got stories
That's
about
what she
each
said.
one of these guys that I could tell.
Well, you know what's really funny, because that's exactly one of the questions I was going to ask you. That's
Yeah.
so funny. I was going to ask if you had any stories about any of these guys.
Well, yeah,
Can I tell a couple? I'll make
Yeah.
them quick. So
you can do that.
Living Color is like my favorite band. I've seen them more than any other band.
Yeah.
Doug is from Hartford area, and
Yep.
he lives in Hartford. And
So
there used to
cool.
be a place, Sully's, in Hartford that he played at often. And one time I just asked, can I take some lessons or whatever? So we hung out a couple times, did a couple lesson kind of things. Super chill guy. And I did the thing with Corey. There was a guitar player I was playing with in New York City, and he hired Will Calhoun, the drummer, to record on a track that I had played on with this guitar player. So
Oh.
now I've got my bass along with Corey's voice and Will's drums. Then Vernon Reed, I ran into him. Geez, I think I saw him at NAMM, and then something on Twitter or something. I contacted with him.
Yeah.
And same thing. I told him what I was doing, and he said, well, send me the track. I sent it to him. He goes, yeah, I like it. He's like, I'll do this. A year later, he still hadn't done it. And I would run into him from time to time. And I went to see them after their last CD at Toad's place. And I they do a meet and greet after. So I said, what's up to Corey? He remembered me. I said to Will, I said, oh, yeah, we played on the same time. Oh, that's cool. Then I get to Vernon, and Vernon goes, he's like, I'm going to get to it. I'm like, yeah, because you didn't just put out a CD and on tour. You got plenty of time. So he was really cool. So I went down to Doug, and he remembered me, and I said, look, Doug, I said, I'm recording with everyone in this group. I said, you're the only one that I don't have recorded. I said, would you want to do something? And I hadn't written the song or anything yet. And he goes, absolutely. And this is one of the best praises I ever got. I was like, thanks. We talked a little bit. As I'm walking away, he goes, you know why? And it was weird. He did it like almost as if so that everyone could hear. He goes, because you're a bad fucking bass player or badass fucking bass player. I was like, I'll take that praise. Thank
not
you.
bad, right? Badass. Okay, good.
Messed
That's
that up.
great. That's cool, though.
I can edit that. It's totally cool. Dude.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all great
awesome,
guys, and Vernon Reed is like, I could listen to him solo all day long. And
Yeah. I actually just had a chance. Well, before all this chaos, Joe was there too. Paul Frigo. We went to see him. He sat in with what's it called? It's like the Everything Orchestra or something. It's called. It's like there's a guy who he leads like as a conductor, and there's always one guy who's like the main guy. And this time it was Robert Randolph, and then they pulled in
nice.
Vernon played guitar with him.
I do remember that. That's awesome.
Yeah, but Garcia's in that where the cap's located, right next to the cap. It was great. It was awesome. Yeah, it was incredible.
I was thinking about when you were talking about Gilby Clarke, Jedd. It just came to mind a little known fact. I was on I do like motorcycle runs like I do some of them I do every year. I had a chance to ride in Mexico. It was probably 2008.
Wow.
And it was called the El Diablo Run. It left from Southern California, and we go into Baja, Mexico. It was the first time I did it. My buddy Jeff was like, "Yo, you want to ride motorcycles in Mexico?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to ride." So I was riding, and I was down over the border. We went to I think San Felipe. We cut across the peninsula to Ensenada, and then you head back over back into California. But Gilby Clarke was on that run.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Like, hey, that's the guy from Guns N' Roses. I was like, oh, that's cool. So it was. It made me think of it. That's pretty wild. So
yeah, he's a really cool guy.
6 degrees of separation.
Tracy, yes, Jedd did play.
Everyone on here was on my CD was just super nice guys. And did Jedd play already? Yeah, I'm gonna do one more if that's okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Vernon finally got that track, and he actually did all the solo stuff twice through. And,
oh wow!
So someday maybe I'll mix with the alternate solo. They did that with a Stain, I think. On 2 or 3 of the songs, Vernon did alternate
with
solos.
Who? With who?
with Living Color Stain.
Oh, sound. I thought you said Stained. Stained is that what you said?
No, not the band Stained. The album from Living Color. It was the first one that Doug played on, actually. But so this one is Kickoff with Vernon Reed on guitar and Matt Starr on drums,
Oh,
and
nice.
Todd Kearns, who's an amazing singer. He's one of the nicest people I have ever met. He's just so gracious every time you run into him.
Nice.
He's super tall. And so he ended up singing on 2 of the songs. He plays bass with Slash's band.
Awesome.
And do a deep dive and listen to some of the harmonies. He's singing above Miles Kennedy sometimes. And
Oh wow.
incredible.
It's
He also
it's
had his-
encouraging when you meet people with that level of talent that are also really good people.
Yeah. And it encourages you to be the same, you know?
Sure.
Which is a lot of the motivation for Crush, Kill, Destroy.
Absolutely. And it definitely ties together. I probably should have made that more apparent, but
No.
you know, that positivity. I mean, one of my songs on it is Stay Positive.
There you go.
I was listening to it before we got going. Yeah, I love that tune.
So that one, since Doug was playing bass, I was like, well, what am I going to do? You know, I didn't want to just double everything.
Yeah.
He does some wild stuff with effects and everything.
Awesome.
So I took my 6-string and ran it through a guitar amp and put distortion on it and everything and an octave pedal to make it higher.
Did you break anything? I want to know.
I didn't. And the sound actually worked all the time.
Boom. That's a home run.
But there's this band, Royal Blood. Have you guys ever checked them out?
No.
Oh yeah, two members, right?
Yeah.
Bass and drums.
Yep.
Oh, killer, dude! Like
Great stuff.
Ooh,
Awesome.
Royal Blood.
Royal Blood, yes.
That's
It's
where I got
awesome.
the idea for that. And but anyway.
Nice.
Check that out.
So this one is called Kickoff, and
Nice.
really dig the solos. Matt's got great work on there on the drums, and Todd's a great singer. Why is
Awesome.
my son calling me right now?
Maybe he needs money.
All right, so here's Kickoff.
Nice.
Sweet.
Take away from me everything you wish you had. Throw it away with you, I'm done. Forget the past, you can't always keep it hidden. In the dark, you can turn and run. For 1,000 years, a million forgotten tears. But at least you've got your pride. While I lie awake, searching for the sounds hidden beneath your scattered stones. I look for moonlight stretched along the ground to help you find your buried bones. Even when I thought that I had seen it all, you never failed to surprise. Just wait here, give me some time. I'll make it up to you. I think I remember now what I meant to say. It's all coming back to me. Stop once and for all. I can't stand to watch you fall. Build it up and start all over again. Trade it gift, then it a rift. Now you wash it all away. Wash it all
Awesome. Oh man, that's killer, dude. Yeah.
Oh, baby. That's so cool, man.
So awesome, man. So awesome.
Very
Dude,
cool.
it's awesome. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
I honestly, dude, I knew there was so much like it's so crazy having everything happen, and where a lot of people are stressed out. We're trying to get through this time period, but it also presented these opportunities to kind of slow down because we didn't have much of a choice, and to talk about stuff. And I was like, there's so much I want to talk about with Jedd and listen to, and it's awesome. So I knew we were going to have a good amount of time, which is great.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to appreciate these times that we have to just, chill the fuck out, listen to some good tunes, and do this stuff. So I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah,
That
that's phenomenal.
That was awesome. Awesome jam.
Thanks,
So good. That was so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you've done so much too, man. You got a 30-year career. You plus the teaching on top of it. I mean, it's just amazing. And then you spread the gamut of the genres. Like, it's just insane.
Yeah, that's something when I was in college that I was playing so much hard rock and going into college, and when I think after maybe my first year, my goal was I wanted to be a musician, not just a rock star.
Yeah.
That would be I wanted to be a musician. I wanted to be the musician that could play with anyone,
Yep.
and that hopefully people would call because I could do that. And so yeah, I've been Jedd's jazzy basically.
Yeah.
So like I've done the I've played with symphonies.
Yeah.
Subbed with
Yeah.
them a couple of times. I've done jazz gigs. I've done wedding gigs.
Yeah.
I got hired. Was it 2 years ago now that I played at Foxwoods for that? They did
Yeah.
a review.
Oh
Legends
yeah.
concert.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
The bass player was the musical director, and he had to go start a new one in another state. So he just asked so I did like the last 5 shows over 4 days. And so it was just show up. I had like a 45-minute rehearsal before the first show. And we finished it like, okay,
Wow.
15 minutes to curtain. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Crazy.
So it's fun.
That's wild.
It's exciting to be able to fit into those different roles and, try and do it well.
Oh, it's killer, man. Yeah.
So going forward, dude, if as things change in the future with music and gigs and all that, what's the best way to keep an eye on you with what you're going to be doing in the future? Is it the website, the jeddbase.com? Is that something you're going to update and utilize?
Joe.
Yeah, it's kind of sat a little stagnant lately because not much has been. I haven't had a polka gig. I've done country gigs, but not a polka gig yet.
Oh,
But it
The
social
website's the
media.
best, and I'm there's so many different places, but I will be once things start rolling again. I'm gonna keep that updated a little better.
Yeah.
All
right.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever works for you.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
my YouTube channel is youtube.com/c/Jedd Chlebowski. That was the best I could get at this point in time.
gotcha.
But my next step is I've been saying this for a couple of years now. I have to. The first thing that I was doing with the 6-string bass, I gotta release a CD of that material. So and then
Yeah.
I'm planning on doing everything on Bandcamp because
If you go,
Oh,
if we
very
go-
cool.
if you go on your website right now,
Mhm.
can you find a way to buy the EP or
Yes.
anything else that you?
Did you want to raffle one off?
Yes, we're gonna do.
Okay.
So we're definitely getting close to winding down here, which is awesome. At a wicked time.
Wicked time.
Wicked time.
Wicked.
I'm gonna do my little. Let me do a little Crush, Kill, Destroy commercial so I could get my thoughts together, and then we'll do a giveaway in a minute.
Sounds good.
ckdclothing.com. Go jump on there, find some cool shit. Before we do the giveaway, we also have a product dropped tonight, right, Corey?
Oh yeah, we do.
This was kind of a high demand. People kept asking me if I was going to do a T-shirt out of this design. I don't know if I have it. I have an image of it. I don't know if you have
I do.
the shirt itself.
I do. I just happen to have it right here. So I think Jim, I can't remember. There was a poll done on this particular sticker, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct.
And I believe that the overwhelming majority was like 100%. Let's do it, right? Like people want to see it. So
that's the 100% till death.
A little higher.
So we'll do a little.
higher.
There you go.
There we go.
Nice.
I could always give them the full on. So this guy is actually on. I was scrambling to get this on before Corey and I were talking. It's on the website www.ckdclothing.com. It's in men's all sizes, and I have yet to update the women's thing, so I'll do that. But it is available as we speak. Joe is thinking he's gonna. This was
one thing I'll say is we said this the other night when we were looking at it. That skull translates just so well on the shirt.
Yeah,
the detail is just amazing. It's so awesome.
Corey's special design. That's another episode. But Corey ran off. Actually, Corey ran off the very first print of that design.
Yes,
the other night. So we'll do a raffle someday for that. It's a collector's item.
Exactly, man. Perfect.
So we're gonna do some trivia now. We got a couple people hanging out. We're winding down. I have Jedd. You'll probably appreciate this, and you're gonna know right away, but you can't say anything.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So it is trivia time.
Here we go.
We have this is gonna be one. It might be a little tricky. It's gonna be a matter of like it is always, who can type the fastest and get the answer up in the comments. I don't know what Joe's talking about. He's Corey the Slab. He's talking about that. So we're gonna do what I'm looking for with this trivia. I got a sound bite, and I want to know the names. Which I'm not looking for bands. I want to know the names of 4 bass players, not the bands. I could play it if no one gets it off the cuff. I'm not looking for bands. I'm looking for names of bass players. It's going to be pretty quick. Take a listen. Get your Google ready. Get your fingers ready, and then you guess. Type in order too. That counts. I'd like
very important
in order. So here we go. Take a listen. Very quick.
Nice.
I know.
The last one I didn't know.
It looks
you
like.
Didn't? Oh, really? You didn't?
I knew I can do it again. I knew Joe was going to come up with something ridiculous. Poor Roy is like falling over. He's had one too many. Definitely had one too many seltzers. We'll play it again. Take a listen. So yeah, I can give clues if it's super difficult. I don't know, Jedd, you got ideas?
I got the first 3.
Got the first 3. Oh, you definitely know the last one for sure. Yeah,
it sounds familiar, but I just can't place it.
Yeah, you definitely know it. So we're talking bass player. You can obviously in your mind you're going to start with bands, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go through it. 3 or 4. Wow. Okay. I was thinking like this isn't going to be too crazy. I've done a couple of trivia things that I thought were tough, and people got them pretty good. The biggest guess we got so far was Joe. It was, I know 3 of 4, which doesn't do him any good actually. I kind of like it when people are stumped. Oh. You 80s metalheads should know. I'm so happy I stumped everyone. This is so great. Jedd's Googling stuff right now.
I am. Just want to make sure I'm right.
Corey, your mic is off somehow. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
Oh, here we go.
What happened? Yeah. So I agree with Tracy, 100%. Should know it.
Well, we're gonna have to start giving some clues. Oh God.
Do we? So Jim.
Yes.
Is it too big of a leap to name the bands?
No.
Then allow for people to just have,
Yeah, to have
chaos happen.
We can do that. So why don't we'll give it a little leeway. Let's talk. Let's say name the bands. I'm down with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And I should say, Jedd, you want to do one of your CDs?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do definitely one of Jedd's CDs, and I'll throw in some CKD swag. I don't know what.
Look at Joe. Who's Promise? So Joe's rattling them off. No,
he's rattling them off. He's there. I'd like to see it all in one comment.
Yeah, that would be good. The last one's wrong, Joe. That is not right.
Oh,
what do you think? Yeah, yes.
You guys, Corey, you got to stay on top of it. I got to pee.
Okay, you go. I can't play what he's been playing, so hopefully everybody's got. But Joe, you have 3 of the 4. I will tell you that. Tracy, for people who are paying attention, okay. Yeah, we would love a hint for number 4, though. Feel free. I mean, I honestly said that would be the one that would make everybody nuts. Because when I first heard it, I was like, huh. And then I listened to it again, and I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that I think it's going to stump people. And it looks like it is. That is a great, great hint, Tracy. And you're right. And actually, the band was referenced in a couple spots within a lot of those pictures, to be honest. Yeah, the shirt. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So now does Jimmy have to show all those old shirts?
Well, I think I go with what Tracy said prior, which was for people who are paying attention. We'll just leave it there versus going back through all the photos. Joe, you're so close, man. Come on, buddy. You're right there. You're knocking on the door. I mean, you're just so close.
Okay, I'm back. So, all right. Yeah, this is important stuff for the live stuff. So,
Him just went to the bathroom.
This is a good point. So,
yeah, we were just talking about it.
Little clues. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was another clue I could say is that I believe there was an album released this year. I think celebrated like 37 years.
Joe.
So I need to this is the thing. We got to get these bands in one comment. Get them in one comment. One comment. Put them all together. I'm not going back and reading stuff. So Four bands, one comment. Type them in there. Get it to us.
Let's
Can I
do
give a
it.
hint for 3?
Oh, what's that?
A hint for 3?
Let's see.
Because that's the only one I'm well, I don't know.
If you have time, you can go. I think you can go on Instagram and look at the shirt that Corey was wearing when he was doing the first print of the new drop of the shirt. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah. Oh, Joe. But we got we're not following instructions. We need all in one comment.
That's the problem when you combine gin and edibles. Joe is
That's what you get.
it's I really don't. Well,
Tracy dropped a hint. You got that? Yep. That's a good one too.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yep.
I'm actually really proud of myself because the last couple of trivia things, there were maybe like within.
Rick's looking for a repeat.
Oh, Rick's coming. All right, come on, Rick.
Come on, bring it. Look at Joe. I'm not really sure what he's trying to do there.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'll say it again. We got away from the individual bass players, which I was prepared to do. We can do bands. 1, 2, 3, 4. Type it in your comments in order.
Yep.
First band you hear, the second band you hear.
That's right. What's he saying?
Does that say lead?
Yeah, who's Led? What's Led doing?
He's cut off. He's
He's really trying to. Rick's got 3.
Rick's got 3, so we'll do it again. We're getting close.
We're so close.
I love this excitement.
Oh, it's nail bite. Oh, come on.
All right, I'm gonna give a hint so we could get it. Let's see.
Look at Joe. He's doing it
It's
again.
all over the place.
There should be 4 band names in one post. And I think right now we'll take them on any order.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter.
Joe,
Come
just
on.
condense all the text that you already posted.
Yeah, and he'll have the answer, actually. He will. It's all right there. And Tracy's got great hints also. Between all of Joe's input and Tracy's comments.
I'm gonna give here's my hint. I'm putting it in the comments.
Ooh.
See if these guys can just list it, get it, and do it. This is for some Crush Kill Destroy swag and one of Jedd's CDs.
Look, we got a winner.
What's that?
We almost got a winner.
Almost got a winner.
Yeah, we do.
I will do a little reminder. If you guys can throw a couple bucks to PayPal to keep the Crush Corner going. Also, if you do win, I just need $5 for shipping to get stuff out to you.
No, actually, Jen got it because I don't know who Medica is, but I do know who Metallica is. So Jennifer actually won. Really?
Is that really Jen, or is it Joe using her thing?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Since it's coherent, I'm going to guess that it's Jen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. But that would be, I mean, I'll take Sabbathy because that's closer to the right name than Medica is.
Rick came in right after that with same different order, but I think at this point we gotta go. We gotta go with we gotta go.
Tracy,
with 10, so.
Tracy, we threw the order out the window a few moments ago just because we figured let's just get all 4 bands in. Now, if anyone wants to sort of email in who the bass players are for these bands, that would be good because then we can just see that someone actually knows.
We can kind of take care of that and just get it over with here. So.
Oh, look at you! You're so prepared. Perfect. That's it.
Rick's gonna come up here. It's gonna take some t-shirts from me.
Rick, that was My Name Is Mud, right?
I'm gonna hook Rick up either way. I'm gonna hook you up too. All right, Joe's saying give it to Rick. I think that's actually a good idea. And Rick and I need to hook up because I have a sweet bass I wanna get to him too. So
nice.
So there you have it. So we got any closing comments?
Other than this was fantastic. It was great catching up. It was awesome listening to you play.
Thanks,
you've honestly, taken music and created a life for yourself with it, man. And I just think it's phenomenal. I think it's awesome stuff.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're
really
welcome.
Appreciate this. What you guys are doing is great too. And I was looking forward to this for so long, and it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. Everything sounded great, man.
Oh, it did.
Finally.
I think, yeah. Like I always say, dude, the inspiration behind Crush, Kill, Destroy started with my pops, which was just knowing that there was a guy that I fully admired, regardless of what it was he was doing. And my dad was a pocket protector, button-down shirt, slacks wearing guy who went to a factory every day for his entire life, pretty much, and never complained. And he embraced that job, and he did an awesome job. I mean, the guy was a timekeeper, which is an obsolete job right now, which was obsolete many years ago. And but he just he put everything into what he did. He put both feet into it, and that's what the Crush, Kill, Destroy thing is all about. I think you've done the same thing as a friend, a musician, and a teacher, and I think it's an awesome thing. There's a handful of people, especially within our group of friends, that are positive influences and that have maintained that for a very long time. And you're definitely one of those. So I appreciate you hanging out, dude.
Yeah, man. Great time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I loved
great
it.
time.
And to everybody that tuned in, thanks again for joining. Hope you had a blast.
And with that, I think we have come to the end. I'm like, this is great, dude. We spent a lot of time together, which is awesome. The live format is a great way to kind of crush this isolation that we've been kind of pushed into, and we'll just hope that we can get past it and keep doing what we're doing and do it and get back to what we do and do it in the live format, especially I think the arts, Jedd, were killed through this whole thing, personal service, tattooers we got destroyed. It was like and not in the good sense, right. But it was anything artistic, music and the arts were just killed through this. So hopefully we get back to a little sense of being normal with everything. But this was awesome, and we'll do a recap a couple months.
All right.
Beautiful. Definitely.
That'll be
absolutely great. That'd be awesome.
All right, guys. Thanks you so
for
much
doing this, guys. Great talking to you.
Cheers.
See you soon.
Cheers, everyone. Be safe. We'll get back. We'll see you next week, and we'll do some posts. What else we have coming up.
Sounds good.
All right. Cheers, Jedd. Thank you so much,
guys.